as I hear the conch shell sound. Samoa, Samoa, Samoa lo atun upili. It is both an honour and a joy to stand before you today, not just as a master of ceremony, but as a woman empowered by her voice, her journey, and her purpose. We gather here in a world that is constantly evolving, where voices that were once silenced are now rising, where barriers are being broken, and where women are not just participating, but leading, innovating, and transforming entire landscapes. I'm not here because I have all the answers, but because I believe in the power of showing up, of speaking up, of lifting others as we climb. We are not defined by limitations, we are defined by how we rise above them. Each Te Maʻitaʻi Samoa carries a story that is powerful, a story of courage, of persistence, of moments where we're told that we cannot. Let us stand, be a reminder that every time women stand up, not just for herself, but for others, she moves the world forward. This is our time, not to ask for permission, but to take place boldly, fearlessly, authentically. And let's rise together.
O te manatu, o le tāpau tō paia mo o tō mamalu. O no te iloa, e leo ia I maua se tō mai po se poto, ma te vai tonu ina ai, ho tō paia mo o tō mamalu. Pau lava o lea, na ofa pe atu, too low na lava. O se tasina yo aso sava pea o na fauao, po I Manu iai, le mamalu le komiti, le mamalu le laulau. Whapea foi ia le mamalu ainga, ma pelenga o te maitai, o le whapea o na tauwha. O le nei aso, o le aso sa whapea o na tātou whaatalitali iai. O le ala, o le ale tele se tala, e na whapai malu atu, o lo utopa ia mlo utopa manu, o le ale teo ia isa maleo. A le tātou pulkame le nei aso, o le whapea o na tātou whaiwhai me whasolo.
People of the Pacific, friends and family, my name is Fitialo Sonia Selmanutafa Tungia Molesi.
O au o tawili petelo lia. We are your pageant hosts.
But most importantly, put your hands together and welcome to the Miss Samoa New South Wales Pre-Pageant Program for 2025.
E pe ona sila fia. Se se mela fai sa mo tau lava na mo mole te talo mo le famandia. O leo te wala o te mal falo te lava. E le prestene o le folo Samoa. Le sunga ya fata. Pe fai ona ya molia se faftai ma se tau sangaina. Le puipuinga le tua mo tato ya le se talo fata she ma se upu fa marsha.
Don't look so serious. Good morning and talo for lava. Malo soifua, malo for langi mani for chaya le lofa manang leo le li. Ya pe lava ona pamta talatu tato MC for ni chaya. E lava on tato fa mo mua me tau sama. Ave foi le viinga matwhachai le tua. Mostly of us, the Samoan or the island, we always give thanks to the Lord first before we do something else. Down our program, I'm down for prayer and also a little word of encouragement, mostly for the beautiful young ladies on my right, and also for all of us too. Pono mai lo wao lo te te tātou channel. Tuma o te pē ia te oe lo lava vi inga, le whamanu ma le whanitanga, ma le whawtai le au noa ia te oe lo mātou te mā. Mātou whawtai le ne yaso e whaia, siaso mātou te fia mo oli ai. Siaso o ato whaina le tua lo mātou li. Amatali ai le por kalame o saumi atu matapen penatu. Le tua o tamaitai la le lei o whapenao na tu natu i o luma le ne yaso. Whawtai tele la upule whaasoa i o mātou ola. A me se foi le tua soifua o Aana, o mā futamai le ni tai awa me se foi. Le pa ia malu le tunu. I whamasino mai lantou umalawa la ngā lulue i le ni yaso lo mātou li. La whai atu i atu oe me uma mātou te whaia. A unoa ma oe mātou te ling whaia lama se me tasi. Whamnia le tua i le nei vaenga o proklami o amatalia. A matalia oe le tua he to e whai o tu lava i atu oe lo lava vi inga. Le al mātou wala au le tua i whamnia foi nisi. O lo angai mai le ala le nei tūla. Whatasi atu i atu i la tui me uma. I lo lava suafa o mātou ole o mātou wala o tuai. Amen. O sina umai le a whionga le tua e whamitai ala ia i tamaitai in la le leile o i o luma. I le ne foi tae au e pe ana tō whia ita ia mo se upu whamalosi. Yeah. Little verse from the Bible to encourage our beautiful young ladies here this morning, and also all of us. It says, like this: remember your Creator in the days of your youth, before the days of trouble comes and the years approach when you will say, I find no pleasure in it. O se ufa malosi na mo tamaitai nei me se tato uma. And he also say, remember the Lord in your days of youth. We just thank God that these young ladies, they are in their youth age. And they decided, whoever will win this competition or this event, she's the one who's going to represent our beautiful country of Samoa. But remember the Lord in your ways. You can't do anything without Him. Whether you believe in God or not, well, I'm telling you, you must remember Him. Without Him, we can't or you can't do anything as your journey started from now. Ia o sino whala le auna mo tātou le nei whiawhia mesne foi le tupulanga talavou o lo whio papa ao le nei foi vahenga o le tāau iang le leima whamanuia le tua o no tātou taimi o leo whapupua tuai sina vahenga e whamaru si au ai mo tātou. Just a little word of encouragement for all of us, and hope our program will go well today. Ia whamanuia foi le tua I whamasino foi e peo na inga wenga mga whita I tunga la whengai mai la tau. Ia, I le nganga whalalo te whaatalo whatuai I le pa ia man malu tātou zu whaaftai tele lava.
Well, it is that time, ladies. Well, very closely. But before that, we do have a few rules before we go ahead. So, today's category is judged on the pre-pageant rules. But before they're announced, I would just like to advise, may we please have all our phones on silent? there will be strictly no photos, no live recordings throughout the whole time. So, ladies and gentlemen, the category is judged on the contestant's overall presentation for their pre-pageant speech. Essential is her ability for social interaction and to communicate clearly, confidently, and knowledgeably to the questions asked. The interview category is worth 40 points. 20 points for the pre-pageant and 20 points for the on-stage interview on the crowning night.
Talofa ladies, your speech presentation is based on your chosen topic. It is subject to 3 minutes time limit. Now, time will be strictly enforced using a stopwatch, and any exceeding time limit by 5 seconds or more will incur a penalty of half a point. But don't worry, we are here to help you, okay? Now, the person in charge of the bell is the lovely Aana. And like I said before, we're here to help you. And when there is 10 seconds left of your time, you will hear bell number 1. And the second bell will ring 3 minutes into your speech. So it's like your 3 minutes is up, okay? And every 5 seconds after 3 minutes, mark the trigger, and mark triggers a bell ring, okay? That's the bell.
Thank you, bell lady.
She rang that very, very well. Now, upon completion of your presentation, judges and scrutineers will ask questions pertaining to the information presented in your speech. Now, the question and answer session is expected to last between 3 to 5 minutes. Now, please be aware that during the duration of the question and answer session will not affect the timing of your speech presentation. And just some house rules, just before we continue, please. Now, house rules. Now, the bathrooms are to your right and to your left, sorry. Your right, my left. So it's just on that side there. And there are some fire exits, just in case, in an unlikely event that we have to leave this building. They are well marked, okay? And there is, as Sonia already mentioned, there is strictly no recording of the session. Now, the session will be filmed by JTPT Media and will be released 2 days before the pageant night.
It wouldn't be a pre-pageant interview if we didn't have the introduction of our honourable judges. Ladies and gentlemen, judge number 1, Tōwha Amanda Moores Maile. Tōwha Amanda is a proud Samoan woman and an education leader, deeply committed to Indigenous justice and education. She currently serves as a manager, Indigenous Outreach at the Jumbuna Institute for Indigenous Education and Research. University of Technology Sydney, UTS, where she leads programs that centre Indigenous knowledge and expand pathways into university for First Nations students. She is a founding director of the Australian Pacifica Educators Network, APEN. She is the founding director of the Australian Pacifica Educators, a national network advocating for culturally responsive practices and stronger educational outcomes for Pacific learners and communities. She also serves as the executive lead Pacific for Equity Practitioners in Higher Education Association, where she established the Te Moana Reference Group to elevate Pacific voices. Amanda has developed nationally recognised programs on Pacific people's experience in Australia. She has facilitated professional learning for educators, co-authorised submissions to shape Pacific curriculum. Amanda is also a mother, mentor and storyteller who believes in the power of Talanoa to transform hearts, systems and futures. Ladies and gentlemen, our judge number 1, please welcome Tōwha Amanda Moore Maile.
Our judge number 2 is Failepo Penny. Now, Failepo Penny is an entrepreneur, an international fashion designer, real estate director and licensee. Failepo is also the founder of Lipo, which is a high-end resort wear label. Has 45 plus years in the fashion industry. Failepo is also the founder of the Pacific International Runway, PIR, spotlighting Pacific designers, established and emerging and global cultural artistry. A fashion educator and mentor across Australia, New Zealand, Samoa, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, and the Solomon Islands. Designs featured at the Moana 1, Moana 2 premieres, Hollywood red carpets, Grammy Awards and New Zealand Pacific Music Awards, owner and director of Pacific International Real Estate Limited, with 24 years plus in the real estate. Failepo Penny is an advocate for smart investing, financial literacy, property empowerment, a founding committee member of the Miss Universe Samoa 1981 to 1983. Failepo Penny is also the mentor for the Pacific designers for Paris, Milan, London, and New York Fashion Weeks. First Pacific woman to open a licensed real estate agency in New South Wales. The first Pacific person to attend and graduate from the White House Institute of Design in Sydney. She also organized the first New South Wales Samoa Whono photo tour fashion show in 1989, renowned for blending culture, storytelling with business and creative leadership. Please welcome our judge number 2, Failepo Penny.
Judge number 3, Muliangatele Renera Thompson. Crowned Miss Samoa Australia and placing first runner-up in Samoa 2013. Renera went on to represent her community both locally and internationally. Over a decade later, she returned with the same heart, poise, and purpose as a judge. Today, Renera is the founder of CEO by Design, where she helps women build businesses that reflect who they truly are, blending human design, intuitive leadership, and AI strategies. She guides entrepreneurs to grow with clarity, confidence, and ease without losing themselves in the process. With a background in finance, marketing, and business strategy, her work bridges values with innovation, helping women turn their individuality into a foundation for a sustainable success. Renera is passionate about celebrating inner strength and self-leadership. She believes beauty is more than appearance. It is alignment, authenticity, and the courage to live and lead with intention. As a former title holder turned business strategist, she is here to honour the next generation of Samoan Australian women, those ready to rise in their own way. Ladies and gentlemen, may you please put your hands together for Muliangatele Renera Thompson.
Judge number 4 is Dr. Oletana Alofivai Dupania. Now, she's a Samoan GP residing in New South Wales, Sydney, where we have medical general practice since 1995 with her husband, Kamal, and a practice manager. Now, she is the general practice. The general practice has been the passion of her life and has opened many opportunities, such as teaching medical students and training GP registrars since 2009 and ongoing. The diversity of her general practice has allowed her to be a GP principal running a medical practice, a regular examiner for the Royal Australian College of General Practice, and GP survey for accreditation for the AGPAL, and working with various universities in general practice research with a special interest in Pacific health issues. She gives thanks to God for many other blessings, to be a mother to Jordan and Leilani, a wife to a strong community person, using the Matai title, Salima, from the grandfather's village, Apolima and Upolu. They support the many Pacific community projects and hope to encourage our youth to reach their potential in health, sports, and all aspects of the academic excellence in Australia, New Zealand, Samoa, and all other nations of the Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for judge number 4, Dr. Oletanga Alofivae Tupinia.
Please welcome our judge number 5, the beautiful and handsome Rupi Tautuunga. A household name, longest serving involvement in the history of pageantry in Samoa since 1991 up till now. Was the most awarded in the history of Miss Samoa and the Miss Pacific Islands since 1995 to 2024. The supreme winner of the very first SBC Samoa Fashion Awards 2006, firstly locally based Samoan fashion designer to win the Supreme Award for the Best Menswear at the New Zealand Westfield Pacifica Fashion Awards in 2006. Also highly commended in the designer of bridal wear, evening wear and menswear, again at the Westfield Pacifica Fashion Awards in 2010. Designer of the best traditionally inspired wear, which was gifted by the Samoan government for the launching of the German Museum in 2012. 3 times winner, the only designer to win the best traditionally inspired in the same year, both at Miss Samoa and the Miss Pacific Islands. Those were the years of 2000, 2012, and 2019. Other accolades, such as the only designer to be granted an award by the head of state, Tuiatua Tupua Tamasese Efi, for creating the best garment titled the Mau Apule movement in 2012. He is the owner of his own fashion brand, label in Samoa, well known as Rupi. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for judge number 5, Rupi Tautuunga.
Now here are the reserve judges. The purpose, in the event of a main judge is unable to attend or judge the pageant night, they will be asked to take their place. And this will be Adeline Saimua, Adeline Saimua Amituanai. Now, Adeline has an extensive knowledge and experience in fashion, beauty, and entertainment industry. Adeline Saimua Amitonai has attended as the last former Miss Samoa Australia 2001 and has served as the international contestant, also a former professional entertainer, model and PR for both Pacific Runway and Pacific International Runway, and has worked alongside designers and models. Adeline is no stranger to the runway or stage. She holds a Bachelor of Nursing and Science degree and has worked in various clinical settings, including mental health and correctional facilities. Currently, Project Officer and Senior Pacifica Consultant in the New South Wales Government Child Protection and Permanency Division in the Office of Senior Practitioners. She has a strong background in public speaking, mentoring, coaching individuals, hosting and facilitating government, non-government and community engagement events, and is passionate about empowering and supporting our Pacific youth, families and communities. Furthermore, she coached the 17s, New South Wales Samoa netball teams, and is currently coaching the under-19s team. She continues to dedicate her time to personal fulfillment and professional development. Please put your hands together for our reserve judge, Adeline Saimua Amitona.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being extremely patient. But all these accolades are so important so our contestants can see who is judging them. So we also follow on to our scrutineers. We have 2 scrutineers that is running with our pageant alongside with our judges. Our first scrutineer is the lovely Mel Fruin, OAM, Order of Australia Medal. And she's also the Chief Executive Officer, CEO, New South Wales Pacific Council. Please put your hands together for Mel Fruin. Our second scrutineer is the Mr. Tuala Tamalelangi, Sergeant Ben Senga. He is the chairman for the Pacific Officer Law Enforcement Network, known as Poland. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ben Senga. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Yes.
Are you ready? Can't hear you.
Yes, can't hear you. Judges, are you ready? Yes? Lovely. Contestants, let's get ready. Please give a beautiful, warm Pacific greeting to our contestant number 1, Miss Say Aana.
E lele le taloa, a e ma'awi le vai. The taloa bird may travel far, but always returns home to the water. But I ask you this, what if there's no home for the taloa to return to? This is not a question for tomorrow. This is the reality of today for many of our Pacific Islands. Climate change refers to the long-term temperatures and changes in weather patterns mainly caused by human activities such as the burning of fossil fuels. Recognizing the signs and understanding the impacts are the first and most vital steps in protecting our islands. This is why climate change awareness matters. Awareness allows individuals, communities, and governments to understand climate change and make informed choices to reduce emissions and adapt to its effects. Over the past 2 decades, sea levels in the South Pacific have risen nearly twice the global average. For Samoa, this threatens coastal areas, damages infrastructures, and displaces families. Stronger cyclones, such as Cyclone Evan in 2012, destroyed 2,000 homes. Saltwater intrusion is now affecting freshwater sources and plantations central to Samoa's food security and their health. Climate awareness also encourages sustainable living. As individuals understand how daily choices affect the environment, they are more likely to reduce waste, conserve water, and support clean energy. In the village of Whalease'elailupolu, residents are a part of the Home Biogas Project, a system that transforms food and animal waste into clean cooking gas and liquid biofertilizer. This eliminates harmful cooking substances and enhances agricultural productivity. As the seas become rougher, the youth of Fusisau-Luafata have formed the committee to regrow the mangroves and support rehabilitation programs through village waste cleanups and restoration of degraded mangrove habitats. Awareness empowers Pacific voices. Our leaders have helped shape global climate discussions, including the Paris Agreement goal to limit warming to 1.5 degrees. At COP27 and COP28, Samoa joined other Pacific nations in calling for urgent action and climate finance with the establishment of the Loss and Damage Fund to support countries. E lele le taloa, a e ma'awi le vai. We will return home. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a really informative presentation. My question is around what your thoughts are on what young Pacific people in New South Wales can do right now to protect their environment.
Thank you for the question. I believe our young people in Australia, they have great access to resources, textbooks, libraries, information readily available to understand the impacts of climate change. And I truly believe that our young people are the bridge between the global international leaders and also our Pacifica young people back home in Samoa. So I believe our role in Australia is to, one, educate ourselves on the importance of climate change. As I said, no matter where we are in the world, no matter how far we are from Samoa, we will always remember who we are, where we come from, and where our identity and our roots are grounded in. So I also believe the use of social media campaigns as an avenue to amplify the voices of our Pacific nation is quite important to not only spread the impacts of climate change, but also demand for global unity and more policies and conferences to amplify the voices of our Pacific nations. So I truly believe our young people in Australia, although they are not on the shores and are experiencing the immediate effects of climate change, they have a role in sustaining our future for future generations to come. Because I truly believe we are all in the canoe, we are all in the same canoe, and if it begins to sink and one part of that canoe begins to sink, we will all sink. Fatai.
Thank you, contestant number one, for such an in-depth, very knowledgeable speech. My question is, yes, we are a very small island and we don't have a lot of voices. Given the opportunity to stand on an international platform, speaking in front of the policymakers who are controlling a lot of what happens in the climate, what would your message be?
Thank you for the question. If I was to stand in front of global leaders at a climate summit, for example, my main message would be, we do not want broken promises. We want action and we want it now. I know for the many years that have gone by, we have been made with broken promises. And when I think about climate change, I think about my grandparents who are buried in the land. I think about my children's children who may never get to fully inherit the Samoa. And I think about my family who are currently residing in Samoa. So my message to global leaders is we do not want broken promises. We want action, we want movement, we want the end of fossil fuels. And I truly believe that if we speak up as Pacifica young women, this is our role, to speak up on behalf of our people in Samoa. then there will be a brighter future for our people, because it's not only about the loss of land, we're talking about the loss of life, the loss of culture, the loss of livelihood. So my one key message is, do not give us broken promises, give us action, because at the end of the day, we are all in this together. Although Samoa and the Pacific Islands contribute the least to global emissions, we are affected the most. So I truly believe that if we come to climate leaders, and if we all become climate warriors ourselves, I truly believe the future would look much brighter for ourselves, our people, and our culture to thrive forevermore. Fatsai.
Thank you, contestant number 1. Now, just before we continue, I whawawina tanto proklame whamamole lava na ntoe whamanatu atu o I lato umalo ia lato telefoni pe mwhai lava o na ki I lalo ina ia awana I pa o fo I lea whamamole lava. Can we please ask that your phones be turned down, please? Thank you so much. Now, we come to our contestant number 2. And our contestant number 2 is going to be speaking about the importance of better education. Please give a Pacific warm welcome and greeting to our contestant number 2, Miss Oceania Paradise Travel.
Talo falava, malole soifu manawia, malelangia mama, distinguished judges, fellow contestants, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mizpah, and it is both a privilege and a heartfelt honor to be standing before you today to speak on a subject that is close to my heart, the importance of education in Samoa. Education is more than a pathway to employment. It is the foundation of empowerment, the bridge between the wisdom of our ancestors and the possibilities of our own futures. For a nation like Samoa, rooted in respect, service, and community, education is not a luxury, it is an essential. I speak to you not just as a concerned citizen, but as a 20-year-old woman currently enrolled at Griffith University studying criminal law. I believe deeply that education is the way forward. For me, it is not just about degrees or textbooks. It is the light that guides my journey and the key that unlocks opportunity and the tool I will use to serve my country. My mother shared stories of her childhood in Mota'a, growing up walking barefoot on hot gravel to school, often without lunch, using a single exercise book for every subject. My grandmother studied under trees. They had little, but they had hope. They had a burning desire to learn. Their stories remind us that while the spirit of learning in Samoa is strong, the systems must rise to meet it. If our parents could endure so much with so little, what excuse do we have not to give more? A Samoan proverb says, "Oleala I le pule o le tautua." The pathway to leadership is through service. And what greater service is there than to ensure every child in Samoa is equipped to lead, to innovate, and to carry our values forward? We must move beyond promises. We need to invest in teacher training, upgrade school facilities, and ensure equal access to education across all islands. From urban Apia to remote Sava'i, every child deserves the same opportunity no matter where they are born. Education is not just about academic scores. It is about dignity, choices, and the power to shape our own future. When we educate a child, we uplift a family, a village, and ultimately a nation. So let us honor those who came before us, who learned under trees, who dreamed against all odds. Let's give today's children more than just dreams. Let's give them the tools to turn those dreams into reality. Whawhitai te lelawa.
Talofa. Okay. As a young Samoan living in Australia, how can you use your educational journey for better education to inspire other Pacific youth navigating two cultures, and why? Would you like me to repeat it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Sorry.
As a young Samoan living in Australia, how can you use your educational journey for better education to inspire other Pacific youth navigating two cultures, and why?
Sorry. Well, thank you for your question. As a young Samoan who has graduated in Australia, through my learning experience, I believe that I could use my journey to inspire other youth to push for more. To push for more funding, and I'm sorry, I was very nervous. Push for more funding and to
because I've heard that you love education and where you are today, and what I see is your journey in education and speaking about it. So I know it's really hard to stand up there, but I know that you have it in your heart too. Well done.
Hello, Talofa Lava. Thank you very much for your very powerful speech. So I'd just like to ask a question. You are studying criminology and you're just starting that. Well done. So a lot of our youth don't have the opportunities. Many are in prisons or they don't really value education. So asking a similar question, what things might you suggest would be good to help bring us out of those negative things through education? What would you say?
Could you rephrase that question?
Yes. So as you're studying things like the law and criminology, we have a lot of problems in our community in New South Wales and Australia, some of our youth in prisons. How much you try to encourage our youth to come out of that through education programs, maybe in prisons and things?
So yes, I would promote education to those who are struggling, those who are in prison. I would promote inclusive community programs, and I would inclusive community programs that could help them learn to love education and inclusive meaning that they would be involved, there would be activities, and yes, that's all. Sorry. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give her another round of applause. Ladies, it's never easy, so don't have any expectation of this being easy. Don't be disheartened, don't be disappointed. This is all about the experience, it's all about growing and learning, and we're actually all here just to love you for what you're doing, because there are many women that have not been given this opportunity, and you have. Ladies and gentlemen, give them another round of applause. If you're not feeling hungry, I sure am feeling very hungry. I haven't eaten. I got up at 4 a.m. this morning to paint this face, and I'm not sure if it's improved any difference from 4 a.m. Obviously, because these ones are younger, it's beautifully enhanced. I think I still look the same when I woke up. So, just to give a bit of joy and laughter, we are all here to enjoy and to engage. We are here to love and love upon each other. So, we are way past the halfway point, but we are at the halfway point of our contestants. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Pacific greetings to our contestant number 3, the beautiful Miss Teelish Brownies, speaking on the advantages and disadvantages of technology. Sorry, I'll take this.
The advantages and disadvantages of technology. Over the years, it has grown into a powerful tool that has shaped the way we live, the way we learn, and the way we stay connected. Although technology offers a wide variety of opportunities and benefits, it sadly opens the door to cyberbullying as well, an emerging concern especially among our Samoan youth. In the past, bullying often ended after school, but with the rise of social media, smartphones, and online platforms, bullying has followed us home. It hides behind screens and fake usernames, but its impact is very real. Cyberbullying can harm our mental health, damage our reputations, and limit our future opportunities. As Samoans, our reputations opens doors to workplaces where we provide for our families, to churches where we serve our community, and to communities where we lead. And yet all it takes is one false post, one screenshot, or one cruel comment to take all that away. For our youth, instead of using technology as a tool for learning, growth, and communication, it is too often being used as a weapon. In our modern world, we rely on technology for so many things: our jobs, our education, and communication across the globe. And it wasn't until the COVID pandemic that many of us truly realized the importance of technology. During that time, the world shut down, borders closed, travel stopped, and we were left feeling isolated, disconnected, and alone. For many of us, not being able to visit our family back home in our beloved Samoa or gathered with loved ones for funerals or important events was one of the hardest parts. But even through this time of isolation, technology offered us a way to remain emotionally connected with our ainga from a distance. Technology incorporated into our education gives our Samoan people, especially our youth, the opportunity to learn the digital skills they need to thrive in a world that is becoming more online every day. Applying technology into education for our youth is not only benefiting them, but the future of Samoa. Technology and social media is expanding, and using these well-known platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, to promote our beautiful Samoa is what is attracting tourists from around the world to see the beauty of our home in the flesh. So let us not take for granted the gift that technology has become, and let us teach our community how to apply our cultural values, not just offline, but online as well. Technology is a chance to stay connected, to support one another, to educate our Samoa, and to keep our values of alofa and tautua alive. Whakataite le lava.
Thank you very much for your very insightful speech. My question is, given with how technology is moving so fast in this world, what would you say to your peers to just make them slow down?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
With technology nowadays moving so fast, and we are connected more than ever, what would you say to your peers to slow down and not let technology overtake us?
Thank you for the question. What I would say to my peers, and especially our Samoan youth over in Samoa, is that even though technology is revolutionizing the way we communicate and connect with each other, I think it's important that we remain true to our wha Samoa through acknowledging that we stay true to our wha Samoa and acknowledge that stay true to our wha Samoa, but acknowledging that even though technology is adapting so fast, we can adapt with technology. By preserving, through that we can preserve our culture through digitizing our language and archiving our history and our stories, and by communicating our past with the diaspora as well to bring them back home. So with the pace that technology is moving in now, even though that it's moving too fast for us, we should, as Samoans, adapt to the movement, because technology is becoming a more modernized way to connecting the world together. And I feel like, though it's moving fast, we should adapt to the movement. So that's my question.
Thank you.
Malolava, contestant number 3, Vaftai Mole, Volasanga Matangi. I know how hard it is to stand up there and speak, but I'll be very simple with you. My question is, how does technology affect you in person as a whole?
As myself or?
Yourself as a whole.
Technology coming up, leading into this pageant, has shaped the way I present myself on social media, and it is important that when we take a stand into technology, we are aware of how we are showcasing ourselves to the world, because there is people out there, no matter where we go, that will always bring hate, and it's a norm in today's society, and those things involve cyberbullying. And my message is, if I was crowned your Miss Samoa New South Wales for cyberbullying, I would lead with purpose to take a stand against cyberbullying and to promote a culture of digital kindness. The values of Samoa that we go by is alofa, tautua, and fa'aloalo, which is love, service, and respect. And when I think of these values, I try to apply these values as I present myself on the online platforms. And I think that it's important as Samoan Tamaitais that not just to apply these values offline, but it's just as important to apply it online as well, just to show the world that we're not just unique in our physical selves, but on our online presentation as well. Whakatae lava.
About to my Pageant level now. Tato change. Yeah, and it to me love stay me for my lord yet to love my lord on side. Have a bit left to a tell my lord level soap. Our contestant number 4, her topic will be the importance of mental health. Please give a warm Pacific greetings to our contestant number 4, Miss CSA Engineering.
Oa mai oi. Can you all repeat that with me? Oa mai oi. Oh, how are you? A simple phrase that can change someone's day. Honourable judges, Whānau Samoa Committee, fellow pageant sisters, families and friends. Hearing the words mental health can be a mix of emotions. It can be sadness and grief, but it can also be resilience and empowerment. When we discuss mental health, we often refer to the extreme extent. But mental health can come in various forms. Anyone can struggle with it, from our youth to our elders. It is an illness that does not discriminate. In our ainga, mental health can be seen as a weakness or failure, and for some, this stigma will prevent them from seeking support. We need to start with awareness for mental health, and it needs to start with a talanoa. It should start with oa mai oi. E sili le pui puia, e lo'o le tango e lo'o tonga whitia. Prevention is better than cure. Mental health is an ongoing issue, particularly in our Samoan diaspora youth. By opening the conversation with our elders and leaders and advocating for change, such as the Miss Samoa New South Wales platform, we will empower those who are struggling to seek support by letting them see that it is okay to talk about mental health. This support starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with all of us. Because we need to know that there is a village standing behind us, that it's okay to not be okay. Asking someone how they are is ongoing. It goes beyond manuia. So, what can we do? Educate. Education powers success, and education is the awareness we need. Awareness makes an issue easily approachable for all. We must educate on the effects of mental health and how to recognize the signs that someone is struggling so that we can ask them how they are before we can't ask them that question anymore. We can do this by facilitating and attending workshops on forums on mental health for our education and for our community's education. So let me take the space to do this awareness on this platform right now. There are programs in New South Wales designed by Samoans for our Pacific people, specifically our Pacific youth. One Love Mentoring and Talanoa Sydney provide the support and spaces for our youth to engage in meaningful conversations and express their personal hardships while staying culturally grounded. By having spaces, this allows for our cultural beliefs and values to be at the forefront for us. So phrases such as "oa mai oi" are heard loudly and clearly. Yes, there is great importance in having mental health be in our discussions, but it's greater to have awareness about mental health, because without action, awareness and what we need to do will only remain a word, not a preventative action. Paftai.
Okay, mental health is often overlooked in Pacific communities due to stigma or silence. How can young Samoans help break these barriers while still respecting our cultural values?
I think a big thing is time and place. I think with our Samoan culture, respect is such a big thing for us, especially when we need to respect our elders, but we need to sit at the feet of them to be able to have a conversation about mental health, because without our elders and our leaders talking about it with us and for us, our youth won't be able to engage in those conversations, because we see with what we can see, if that makes sense. So we can only be what we can see. And so when we have people older than us, who are people that we look up to, willing to have those conversations with us, it means that these conversations will be easier. It won't be perfect, because no conversation about mental health is perfect. It's such a personal experience for every person who experiences mental health, but they need to also take the first step as well. They need to understand that it comes with respect and a time and place for it. So it doesn't mean bringing it up over dinner as a topic of discussion. It needs to be Mum, Dad, Grandma, can we have a talk? I just want to talk to you about how I'm going.
Thank you very much, contestant number 4. That was a very in-depth conversation, especially the one about Talanoa. Can you say, in your own experience, what have you experienced in terms of awareness about mental health? Can you give us an example?
Yeah, absolutely. I think being someone who's been so privileged growing up in Australia in like high school and university, mental health has always been a really big topic for us. I work in student support services. It's something I encounter on a daily basis. And often the times it's someone just wants someone to talk to. And so by having that talanoa or that discussion, you can relieve that stress off of someone. Because mental health isn't the extreme extent that we're always imagining with mental health. It can be, I'm feeling a heavy pressure in my chest and I don't know what to do about it. And so it's just relieving that pressure for someone by having that conversation that can really bring a difference. And it's something that I've been able to experience firsthand. But I've also experienced the other side of mental health as well, where I've seen my loved ones disappear. And that's really important to bring up as well, because that talanoa needs to happen more often as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give contestant number 4 another round of applause. Well, as they say in show business, we have our lucky last. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please give the biggest, warmest Pacific greeting. She has waited all morning for this performance today. She's been excited since forever. Please welcome contestant number 5, the lovely Miss Lavesh Couture.
Talofa lava, everyone. Today I'll be speaking on family values and cultural awareness. Family should be the place where you can be your most complete self, where you're accepted and appreciated, seen and valued, even in moments of disagreement. It should be your soft place to fall, the place where you're reminded that no matter what happens to you, in the faces of your deepest challenges, you are loved. A quote from Oprah Winfrey. My father is Samoan. Hola, Samoan. My mother is Niuean and Māori. So I was born in a Pacifica family where values were taught, learned, understood, and followed. Regardless of different cultural backgrounds, I grew up knowing that family values are important. First, fa'aualoalo, or respect. The respect I have for God, taught in Sunday schools, becomes the foundation of such. The respect for my elders, parents, grandparents, church leaders, cultural leaders known as matais. The respect for my siblings and those around me, and most importantly, the respect I have for myself. Respect leads to service or tautua. These services begin at home, serving our parents through obedience and doing chores around the house, with or without being told. Wearing a ia lava lava inside the house, speaking to your elders while sitting down, serving the apa fafano or bowl of water with a hand towel to elders before and after meals are some of the simple service and values that we are taught at home. These taught us of what to do when we leave home, so we carry these family values with us. Cultural awareness brings people together in harmony. It educates people to understand and accept others. O tama a tangata e whawhanga I upu matala au tama a Manu e whawhanga I funga o la au. Samoan proverbs meaning the offspring of humans are fed with words and stories, while the offspring of animals are fed with leaves and flowers. It's a reminder to us that we must always listen and learn from our elders in order to keep our family values and cultural awareness alive. Ainga,
where life begins and love never ends. In conclusion, alofa means love. Love is family. Respect. Family values keeps culture alive. Whakataiti lalava.
Manu lava, contestant number 5, and thank you for that wonderful presentation. So my question is, how do you value family?
I cherish family a lot. It's not always perfect. Not every family is not perfect, including myself and my own family. You may go through ups and downs, and there may be disagreements here and there, but they will always be there, no matter what you go through. And any challenges you go through in life, even if you move out of home, your family will always be, your staple. They will always be there for you. Even if you need to go back home, they will still accept you to come back home.
Thank you.
Thank you, that was a great presentation. My question for you is, why do you think it's important for Samoan youth who are living outside of Samoa to stay connected to their culture?
Thank you for the question. For the youth to stay connected to their culture, that is a hard one, for example, for myself, I did disconnect from it, I disconnected from my culture, and I did regret that, so that's why I came back. And it's, how do I explain it? It's, one second. The youth need to have a role model to look up to, someone who they can, look up to, of course, but one second, sorry.
Maybe what helped you? What helped you connect back to your culture?
Seeing, I think for me it was my family that made me, because I did distance from family, and that's why I'm glad I got this topic, because it's, it does make me think, a family will always be there, but also with culture, it made me think, I'm losing my traits of being a Samoan, and I didn't want to lose my traits. I grew up with my nana, she's Samoan, and she did teach me everything of being a tamaitai in Samoa, and those memories will always be with me. And it's, what she taught me really did paint me out to be who I am. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Ms. Lavesh Kishore. Just quietly, because I'm getting excited, I can smell the food.
I thought I was closer to you.
Oh, was that your deodorant?
I thought because I was close to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the final ending of the actual interviews for our pre-pageant. So as advised earlier, the scores go towards a 40-point overall marking. Today's scores will be 20 of those marks for the total score. But before we go any further, I would like to have our judges, our scrutineers, and everyone attending to stand up and give our lovely ladies a standing ovation. We're giving you a standing ovation, ladies, for today, for your beautiful efforts. Thank you so much. Please be seated. So obviously this week is a very big week. And you've seen over the last 8 weeks, the ladies, as well as the Whānau Samoa, as well as the subcommittee that has been putting the Miss Samoa together, have been working tirelessly hard in the background. We can say it's been a challenge. It has been pressurising, it has been a pressure cooker. There's always noise from every corners of the world for us to be better. But it's all about the challenge that we uptook and that we're here to face that challenge. So this coming Saturday, within the next 6.5 days, ladies and gentlemen, one of these lovely ladies will be crowned your Miss Samoa New South Wales. Which works out to be 324.5 hours. Just in case you were counting. So if you're all looking forward to the show, all this week we have got rehearsals jam-packed throughout the week. But you're going to be excited to a very exciting and new look to the show. You will be seeing performances, you'll be seeing art, creatives. We've recently just seen the talent section for the first time rehearsals. And I must say, get ready to be inspired. So without further ado, before we go ahead, just to let you know that we have got refreshments that will be served shortly after this moment. Through this, we'd like to take a round of applause for our beautiful judges here. Thank you so much. Also to our reserve judge, as well as our scrutineers. You see in Samoa?
Ia, mole atu le whawhalaitele lava, e ngata ia tātou whamasino, o le whamasino lango foi. E mautino le vai aso sa avea ma se vai aso whainga tātele, e to tele ia ngā sa whai le whamoemoe sa whapea ona tātou tuli mataia, ia leo tātou taunu umai I se tasio aso e longa e tu sa whai nei tauvanga. E mole tuai whawhalaitele lava ia I lātou umalava sa whapea ona iai sa o tauvaenga, sa whapea ona whai, leo mwhai e ona taunu umalmanuia, ia le tātou aso I le nei foi tai au. Ia pe ona sauno e saunia, au le ngalo lo ia se whamalositino lewa uma ona saunia e le fono mo I tātou, pe a maea ia le tātou a porkalame mo le nei tai au.
Thank you so much to my extremely handsome co-host, Bertelo, and
the lovely Sonia.
Thank you so much.
Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she lovely?
Just in case you didn't know, container number 6, that's me. Okay, so for our closing, we'd like to welcome this lovely lady who is empowering the movements within the Whānau Samoa. She has been with the Whānau Samoa for quite some years now. She's also recently been named as the Vice President for the Whānau Samoa. Please welcome the beautiful and stunning Miss Sina Huntley.
Thank you. I promise I'm not going to talk long. I'm just going to smell the food. Yeah. Just a few seconds ago, it's probably you see the program. The name there is Fata. So just now, my name is Fata. So on behalf of the Whānau, the committee, and all of us, would like to give you all the appreciation and thank you for all coming, especially the Tamaita Samoa. I'm just going to tell you something little. Not a lot, just a little. Like I said, I can smell the food. Talo falava. Good evening or midday, maybe. It is a great joy and gratitude that I be for you today, and this is a beautiful, beautiful celebration of your culture, a confidence, and a community, the Miss Samoa Pageant. First and foremost, I wanted to express our deepest appreciation to all the amazing contestants. Each and one of you carry the grace, and the courage, and the pride. You not only showcase your talent, but also your intelligence, but also a deep love for your culture, heritage, and our people. You are all winners in your own right, and we thank you for representing Samoa with such strength. Malol Tawivi, Malol Finau, and Malol Famalo Sifaftai. To all our families, friends, and our support. Your love and your encouragement and sacrifices have helped shape these young women into their role models we celebrate today. Give me 1 second. And this is one thing that this is saying of us, that is how we do it. That's how we do our things. Today is not just a competition, but is a celebration of unity and culture and empowerment. So from the bottom of our heart, the whānau, we thank you for your heart, whawhitai te lava. To each one and every one of you, thank you for being part of our unforgettable occasions. And may God bless you all. And may the spirit of Samoa continue to shine brightly in all that we do. Soifua mai manuia, whawhitai te lava. Ale nature. Whawhitai.
Ladies and contestant number 7. Actually, before we bring on our final guest to close us off this afternoon, have we got to the afternoon yet? Are we close? Yes? I would like to make an apology in regards to our contestant number 5. I had the sponsor's name incorrect. With all apologies and sincerity, to the sponsor for contestant number 5 is actually Miss Curves and Curls Australia. So this final person that we'd like to bring up to the stage has been with us for the last 12 months. But I have only recently just worked with her in the last 2.5 months. Her integrity, her grace, humility, her voice is embodied throughout her whole being. She may be small and petite, but her voice is loud in very many ways. Ladies and gentlemen, since last Sunday, since we've been having rehearsal, I think she hasn't stopped crying that it's coming to the end of her reign. We'd like to welcome our current Miss Samoa New South Wales, the beautiful Epiphany in Penny Wright, to say some words of encouragement and a couple of final words. This is your rehearsal before next Saturday, so you can rehearse now to say her final remarks in regards to her experience. Give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey. Oh, man, it just brought back so much memories, like watching you guys. First of all, to pay maru Samoa, I want to acknowledge our distinguished guests, especially our judges today. We appreciate your presence today, especially our families. I just want to say, like, how proud I am of the girls. Honestly, I was getting really emotional there because if you've seen the girls from the start, when they all first joined, they were all so like we literally, our first practice is like, okay, let's try project your voice. Like people like Mizpah, I was very proud of because Mizpah is can we get applause for all the girls if that's okay? I would try my best to keep this short because I get really emotional. The past 8 weeks, I've built a relationship with all 5 of the girls. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, and at the meet and greet, we spoke about sowing the seeds for our future leaders, which is our 5 girls today.
And I just want to say I'm really proud of you guys. Very, very proud. And I can see the fruit of all of your work. Today was really hard. I can, like from experience, pre-pageant is really hard. But you still have pageant night. You still have all your preparations left. Thank you to the families, the sponsors, the supporters. The girls wouldn't have got to this point without you all. And yeah, my encouragement, just go with God. You know, whatever the result is, God has a better plan for you all. And yes, Sonia, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I look forward to meeting more of your family today, and all the best with preparations for the next week. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come there to the close end. Come in, my friend. I'm married though. Okay, so just quietly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take this time before we have our refreshments. We are actually going to ask our judges if you can stand, and we will take you through to the next room, and we will also do a prayer before our food is served. Okay?
So the preference before they leave, or they're going to do the food in prayer?
So I'll get the judges to move forward. Give them a round of applause, yes, thank you. Thank you, judges, scrutineers. Now it's just our turn. Now we can breathe because all the serious people have left now, and now we can be ourselves. Okay then. Now we can be ourselves. Sorry, Doctor. Okay then, and so they're going to over there because all the food with meat is on this side and all the vegetarian food's over there. So for all of our parents and all our sponsors, this is a very big week, and I just want to share with you to really, really encourage your daughters, your sisters, your cousins, your families that come. We look forward to all of you supporting. I just want you to believe in what we're about to present. You guys are all welcome to come to the rehearsals this week. You're all welcome to come and see what's happening so you understand the process. And, you know, along the way after this pageant, we look forward to your feedback because it's what's feedback that's going to move us together. So before we have our food, we're just going to get our lovely Pastor Betelonia now to do a little prayer before we have our meal.
Lo mātou tamai o le langi, o mātou I whampuna wansi o lumba le nei tai au, whaftai pe oi, I lo lo whamaloanga lei, I lo tau singa le mwai, e pe u 14 leo le a mātou tangwhia, mātou te whaftai oi mo lo manatu mai, mo so mātou lei, whamal mole ia whamanuene me ai, ne mātou mawal malosi, e a wana matapo ai a join pe ia te oi. O le mātou whaftai atu le ia te oi, whamole ia lo whamai e talia mai, o na o mātou ole atu, le swafaro walo Yesu Kiriso. Amen.